Hello walkers, and welcome to Carlsbad, New Mexico. We're going to take a short little walk around this town in southeast New Mexico, right near the border with Texas. It is currently 58 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius, about 11:26 in early January actually. It's a very pleasant morning, very pleasant day. Here we're starting off at the City Hall. And I didn't even think we're on Canyon Streets and Stevens. We're walking along Canyon now, I believe. But look at these great little towns. It's a town of, excuse me. Well, first of all, my name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide as we take a little walking tour around Carlsbad and find some things that are here to find. I call myself a virtual tour guide, but I'm really a co-discoverer, co-explorer as we find little things. I'm not an expert in this place by any amount of imagination. We've still got some Christmas decorations up. But I do enjoy walking around these places as we travel, where we sort of do we homeschool and have family travel type stuff. There's one of our little homeschoolers, not so little, over 6 feet now. And I like to go out and do some walking and exploring and share those with you. So that's what we're gonna do today. Carlsbad, as we come up on West Mermod or Mermod, there's about 32,000 people in the city. It's 55,000 in the micropolitan area, as Wikipedia calls, which is where I get my information for the most part. And it's a cute little town. It has a lot of sprawl, like a lot of towns. And the country here is pretty much flat until you get over to the Carlsbad Caverns National Park, which is nearby. We're gonna hope to go see that tomorrow. And then just beyond that, not just beyond, but about 35 miles beyond that, in a little side horn of Texas, sorry, I get distracted a lot, is Guadalupe National Park. In fact, my son and wife, Traveling Mel, who you may have heard of on this channel and elsewhere, are climbing Guadalupe Peak because it's the highest peak in Texas. I love these Western wear stores. Try not to get run over as I walk along here. This antique mall, that looks pretty cool. A little view of me. And there's some mountains over there. We're a couple hours from El Paso, which is a huge city in the edge of Texas. Well, 800,000, but it's right across from Ciudad Juarez, which is 2.2 million, and El Paso is 800,000. So about 3 million people in that little area, cross-border area. It's Western Commerce Bank. I think there's a lot of petroleum production here, a fair amount of tourism. We're along the Pecos River here, which I haven't actually seen yet. The town was first founded in 1888 and named Eddy, and we actually drove through Eddy County further west from here. This is Fox Street, Wells Fargo Bank. So you get a lot of, and we'll circle around here eventually. You get a lot of oil workers coming through town, a lot of oil field workers, so there's a lot of hotels and for people that are coming through to service wells and that sort of thing. It is wide open out here. We live in Montana, and you get out to eastern Montana, it's pretty wide open too. But it goes on forever, and you know you're out there when you see sign that says next service is 120 miles. And then That was one little gas station. Then another, I think 30 miles into Carlsbad last night. You can see I like to check gas prices as we walk around and travel around. $3.19 per gallon here. Little taco truck. Love that bird. Mockingbird maybe? Love these old buildings, not particularly old, but from the 60s and sort of mid-century buildings that are still around, sometimes from the 80s. What is this? This is green. Oh, I can cross. Pay attention. I'm always a little curious what people wonder about me as they see me walking around with this camera. I've got a little DJI Osmo Pocket 2, which is about the size of a backup battery maybe, you know. What is that? It's like a half a Toblerone. It's like a neat fountain in the summertime. It's almost hot. We're gonna go out here to 285. There's, it goes north-south, and then I think it's 62/180 goes east-west. That's what we came in on, coming up to Canal Street. The downtown old area, old center, this is kind of a wee bit of a stretch, a few blocks. I mean, we pretty much covered it. But we've got this other street or two to go along with it. We'll get into some traffic noise here. So I may stop talking a little bit. I do love this Trinity Hotel. It looks like it's been around for a while. And then this is sort of just a blank building, I'm not sure what it is. Although those circular windows up top are kind of neat. It's a major highway, so I can't really walk out too far. What is this? Maybe a church now? I don't know what it used to be. It's the Old City, Old City Hall, Lucky Bull Grill. But I love these old facades. These small mid-American town facades and structures that have been through so many iterations over the years, over the decades. But we're gonna continue down Canal Street. Oh yeah, look at this. This is Fox Street again. Well, I'm tempted to cross over there. We'll see what we can do. This looks like a fun bar. You can see we're 76 miles from Roswell. of fake alien fame. I don't know about fake, but conspiracy fame. I guess I should be clear. I don't give credence to the claims, but I don't think anything was faked, is what I should have said. I don't think any aliens landed, but space aliens. It's kind of silly, but sometimes I have to be careful what I say because I don't want things to be misconstrued. Coming up back on Mermod Street. And this is this courthouse, Eddy County. I guess we are in Eddy County. I thought it said we were somewhere else. So Eddy County used to be called Eddy, and I should have, look at this neat old building. I should have looked up what the heck Carlsbad come from. It was named Eddy for the Charles B. Eddy, owner of the Eddy Bissell Livestock Company. Oh, it's named after the Carlsbad European spa in Bohemia, which I think is now in the Czech Republic. I have to check that. But I was wondering, because bad is Germanic for bath or spa, and Carl is a fairly Germanic Northern European name. I just wanted to show you guys that cool 40s to 60s building, mid-century building. I think we're gonna go down Mermod Street, or Mermod Street a little ways, and do some loops and squiggles around, see what we can see. I gotta go. Well, I missed the light. Shucks. It's actually been it's actually been a couple months now, or almost a month and a half, I guess, since I filmed one of these walks, because I filmed so many in Italy. In fact, I just posted the last one from Innsbruck, which was obviously in Austria. So I hope you guys have been enjoying those. Not sure when I'll put this one out, but here we go. It's kind of hard to pass up an opportunity to share these little towns with you. It's fun to walk around too, because I get to see little things like that you don't, even if you're driving 25 miles an hour, it's hard to let some of the stuff soak in, like that little, it's faded, but an old mural across the way there on the side of Delmonico's Baby Boutique, which is your local source for all boutique babies. The other hand, I often get a little lazy and sometimes don't film walks that I intended to. We just spent a week at a dude ranch called Elkhorn Ranch, Arizona. There's one in Montana as well. And it's a low-key dude ranch, not particularly fancy, but wonderful, wonderful people and small. This is the Carlsbad Library across the way here. Oh, and this is Carlsbad City Hall. Pretty cool building. So you see along the top a bunch of bags, and I kind of wonder if those are luminaries. This is, I can't tell what street it is. I'll swing back around here. I believe they light those up at Christmas time, and it's a pretty thing in the night. Just simple, they look like candles. I can't imagine they have candles up there, but maybe they have LED lights or something. A bit of sniffles here as we make our way into January. It's also really, really dry here, even more than Montana, which you think, oh, it's a desert, of course it's going to be dry. But I have found that Montana, with the altitude, is is surprisingly arid and easy to get behind on your water intake. I was going to look up the altitude here. Going to cross Stevens, and I'm going to tell you the name of the street we are on, which is North Halagueno, maybe? Not sure how you pronounce that. We're at 3,000 feet here of elevation, or thereabouts. First Presbyterian Church on the right, First United Methodist Church here on the left. Hoping to get down into a neighborhood anyway, so I was hoping to do a little, I don't know, a couple desert nature walks in Arizona at the ranch, and I just didn't get to it. We're doing riding, horseback riding a fair amount, and that would have been fun to film too, but also they were doing a music week, and we went last year, and I didn't play an instrument, so I decided to get a mandolin, and I played this summer a little bit, figuring it all out. I've never trained with musical instruments before or taken any lessons, and we took 3 months to go traveling in Italy, and I couldn't take it along with me, so I couldn't practice or anything. And then I got one when I got back, but a month is not quite enough. We're gonna make a left here, but little chihuahua over there by the blue building, getting crazy with some trash. We're on Shaw here. We're gonna make a left on Shaw and just see some of this neighborhood. So anyway, I was practicing and playing and learning. Playing being a generous term, and I'm not being self-effacing there. I really, I don't know a bunch of chords or how to change chords, or haven't trained my hands to make the switch between chords yet. But I learned a lot, which is great, and I had a great time. But I didn't take the time to do a walk through the desert, and I really kind of regretting that because it was so beautiful there. And the desert has a not austere, but simple beauty. The old house. We're going to North Alameda. A couple neat houses over there. If you know about Carlsbad, or live here, or have been here, or have family here, in any way have expertise that I lack, admittedly, please chip in, correct me, add additional information. I love getting that kind of stuff because I get to learn about it as well. If there's things or places I should have gone, please let me know that. Because, you know, I'm literally here for a morning. And this is fun for me to walk around, but I don't really have the time or, I guess, economic incentive to really do a ton of research. Nor do I have the memory to remember it all. But I can walk around and explore with you guys, and that's what I enjoy doing. Oh, here's a little kitty cat. We'll see if it sticks around. We went to here he is. Wonderful. Hey there, Pooty Pooty. Hi. How you doing? Looks friendly. Went to a coffee house and bakery called the Blue House Coffee and Bakery. Beautiful little building, great outside seating on a day for this. This is North Guadalupe in Shaw. And I think we'll go left down to the police department. Again, a lot of looping and squiggling and a couple of backtrackings. It's all normal for this channel. And then I lose my train of thought. Anyway, oh, the Blue House Coffee, fantastic. It was I had this amazing croissant breakfast sandwich with green chilies in it that was pretty spicy, but I loved it. And then I also had a almond croissant that was really good, and they had this Southwest pecan coffee that was not sweet, but a little hazelnutty, but not strong. Oh, it was good. They had a cat there too. Who came by and said hello. This is St. John Paul II Parish Center. Sorry. Back to West Stevens. You can see, if we look off down this road, I mean, there's some roll to it. There's some gentle river valleys and that sort of thing, but there's not a lot to stop the wind or the tumbleweeds out there. It makes you wonder it makes me wonder with a fair amount of amazement how native peoples lived out here, made a life out here without all the technology that we have and have brought with us. This is one of those problematic areas again. Anyway, that European settlers brought to the area. You know, we've got now, all of us have plumbing and water and wells and all that sort of thing that, you know, even when the first European settlers came out, you know, maybe they knew about digging wells, but not a lot else. And must have been a hard scrabble existence. Back to Mermod or Mermod. It's a mail service center. So I kind of wonder if this is, well, there's FedEx and UPS and stuff, but I know that people that live in their RVs full time, they need an address, a way to receive physical mail, or they have in the past. wonder if that's one of those places you can kind of register there and then they forward it to you wherever you might want it on a periodic, every so often. It's a big wide street. First Baptist Church. In fact, it's a pretty southwestern looking building. So we're going to make a left back on North Alameda again and cut back that way. I think that's a street up there. Over here is the First Baptist Activity Center. Must be a fairly predominant church here, popular church. Kind of wondering if these windows are painted like this or if they have actual inlay. Or maybe they're just black. I think they're actually just black ceramic with yellow grouting. That's pretty cool. I like it. Maybe it's glass. I don't think so. I think it's just ceramic brick or tiling. It's pretty. I guess when you're in down near Mexico, southeast part of New Mexico, you don't really need a whole lot of light coming in through your windows, heating up the inside of your building. I don't think it's stained glass. I think it's just tile. Stevens again. That's the street we're on. Okay, good. This actually will work. Like I said, I don't really know my way around. I'm just sort of wandering and letting whatever I see a few blocks away draw me along. Here's a couple of those churches we talked about earlier and past, but we're going to keep going straight here. And we're going to cross, what is it? Halagüeno? I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know if the G is pronounced differently or not. We'll go across here, and I'll show you the sign, and then maybe you guys can tell me if it's a hard G or some other kind of G that I need to be aware of. See it there. Passing Pioneer Bank. I like to call out the street names and a couple of business names or church names. Just it allows people that might be trying to follow along on a map to do so a little more easily. I've in the past thought of or toyed with putting a little animated map in the corner of the screen as we go, but that would require me to juggle one more variable, a couple more variables, and I sometimes find it challenging just to turn the camera on at the right time and make sure it's recording. Oh, what is this? Outdoor seating. Looks like a restaurant of some sort with music playing, of course, that I'm going to have to talk over. But it looks pretty cool. Maybe a good dinner spot. Because we're going to have to come in here to But dinner tonight, I think. It's called Yellow Bricks. Afternoon. Probably should have crossed there, but oh well. We'll go down one block, cross over, and then there's an old theater movie theater I want to show you. I drove past it earlier, and it was pretty cool. Look at this huge, not even that huge, but big bunch of prickly pear. It's kind of neat because you can see the base of it, which is almost tree-like, which I've never really seen before. Coming up on Shaw again. Oh, that startled me. Those bells. Cross over. Past Western Commerce Bank. This must mean it's noon. United States Post Office over that way. I think the river, the Pecos River, is straight ahead. I'm not entirely sure about that. But off the right, you can sort of see through these trees this old movie theater from the heyday of cinemas. I'm glad it's not in operation, apparently, but I'm glad to see it hasn't been torn down. These things are, I'm partial to them for whatever reason. I love them. I think the designs are super cool, the signage, all that stuff. And then, of course, what they represent, all the classic films, and the excitement they used to engender. You know, now we stream everything, and you don't even have enough time in the day to watch all the different content we have available to us. But back then, it were major social events and exciting. I remember as a kid, you know, when a new Star Wars film would come out after 10 years. You know, it was super exciting. Anyway, I'm going to spin around, get a different angle on it. It's not big. It might be 2 screens. Probably started off with 1. But I imagine back in the 50s or whenever it was going, you know, you'd come in from the ranch and drive an hour or two, and you know, it'd be a major part of your weekend or evening. All right, here we go, back to where we started. West Stevens and Canyon. There's the welcome to greetings from Carlsbad sign. I want to thank you guys for joining me. This was a short one, but it's fun. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. And we'll be doing some more exploring and Santa Fe, I think, and Taos, I think, and maybe a few other places along the way. So I hope you'll join us again from there and check us out. Until then, from Carlsbad, New Mexico, keep on stepping.